So I don't know if you've been watching along the entire journey of this whole renovation here in this house, but I've been posting now for the past like 2 months, almost every day, every little update of the whole place. And for the past week or so, I haven't really been posting about it because it's been such a stressful time. I decided to just do a bunch of time lapse and just like voiceovers for it to explain exactly what's going on. I'm going to be doing the cost breakdown in this video at the end. I'm doing the cleaning. I'll tell you how much I'm renting it out for. I'll tell you about the new renters, whether or not I have some. I'm just really happy that I'm going to be finally done with this. I won't really be making any videos in here anymore going forward. But, you know, I know along the way a lot of people weren't really too excited about the renovations. I decided to do on the place, and it's okay. We all have different cities. We all like different types of styles of homes, and we all have different price budgets. And I think that me sharing with you guys how much I spent on this renovation will really reveal why I made the decisions I made, because I was really working with a little bit of money for the budget on the whole renovation here. I'm happy it's done, but anyways, let's get right into it. Alright, so starting off strong, this stove. I don't know if you guys been watching along, but if you have, you probably saw when I bought this stove, and then I realized that the cord does not match up with my outlet. I was really sad to even see that because I bought this stove for like $120, I believe, and I even U-hauled it myself, and then I come home and I can't even turn it on to see if it works. So it was pretty frustrating to even realize that, but luckily, I was able to buy this little like cord off of Amazon. At first, I actually just got like, I don't know what it's called, but like a plug that plugs into another plug, and then like that plugs into the wall, like little fittings like that. But I don't know why, but that was kind of seeming a little bit like a fire hazard. It's essentially like an extension cord, you know, so I was like, I'm not even gonna do that. And I'm happy I ended up just going with like what I should be doing. And honestly, it's all thanks to one of you guys. One of my subscribers actually commented saying that they replaced their cord on their stove, and they said it was easy peasy. So I was like, okay, I can do it if they can do it. I love how this stove ended up looking in this kitchen. It just looks so amazing. It really adds some value. I originally wanted a like fully stainless steel, but couldn't afford it, and that's okay. This fridge, I ended up getting a real good cleaning in there. I actually got it, like when I got it, it was like really clean already. So, you know, I just wanted to kind of spruce up a little bit more. This whole video of doing this time lapse of doing all the work is going to be all over the place. I'm hopping from the kitchen to the bedroom to the backyard to the attic. I was going to have it be like just the kitchen, just the living room, just the bath, you know, but then I was like, nah, I'm just going to go with, you know, the actual time frame I hopped around. Right here, I'm kind of just putting some screws into these shelves so they're held on to the brackets on the wall. Oh, and I added this thing in here because when I originally got this house, there was no washer and dryer in this living room. There was one inside of the ADU. That was originally the laundry room. And since I cut that off, that part of the house off, and turned that into a studio apartment, and then I had, you know, the front of the house as my house, I added this washer and dryer, and I had the hose going up into the attic. It was so ghetto, but I ended up just making a hole in the ground, and in that hole there was like gaps around the thing, so I just put that caulking there. Here I'm actually trying to like take out these things and replace them. I bought like 2 or maybe even 3 different like new knobs for this kitchen because they're so old school and they look crusty, and I painted on them and they're dirty and like but turned out I just could not find one that matched up with it, unfortunately. I'm also kind of chipping away all the like chipped paint because I repainted it right when I started this renovation process, but turns out I bought the wrong sort of paint, and it actually did the opposite effect. Instead of making it look fresh and new, it made it look crusty and old because it immediately made so many areas all chipped up. So I'm kind of just scraping it off and preparing it to be repainted. But I realized I didn't even film painting it. I think I was just fed up with painting at that point, so I didn't even want to film it. I'm kind of removing these little things because one of you guys actually commented, or maybe a few of you commented saying those little like metal things were on there just for the old carpet, and when I removed the carpet, I don't need them anymore. So I saw that and I ran with it. I took them off and it looked a lot better. So I'm happy I ended up doing that. I already know this next one is gonna piss people off. I feel so stupid because, well, literally the day that I ended up doing all this work, basically painting around the outlets that I installed, I posted the video of me installing the outlets, and I said, please remember to take off the covers before you paint it. And I literally only took off the covers on the 2-bedroom lights. So I did eventually go back off camera and I took off the covers and I redid it because they all looked really, really bad. Honestly, it looked so bad because the paint is literally on the covers. Like, I even put caulking around it. I was trying to see what the hell I could. It was tough, but luckily, yeah, in the end, it did actually end up looking good. So please don't yell at me in the comments for this work I did on these outlets and light switches and whatnot. I swear I went back and I fixed it. Okay, so I hopped back over here to the kitchen to actually screw in these shelves. I guess the first time I did it, I didn't have the right screw. I just remember that when I was voiceovering just now, I didn't remember that with the last clip, but I really did screw them in. They're nice and sturdy. They're in the wall, so I'm really happy about how these shelves turned out. It just looks so juicy. If you haven't seen it before, this kitchen in this area, I will be showing it when I talk about the price breakdown. Up here in the attic, I went ahead and added this really cool, what's it called? What is this thing? Railing system. Okay, I don't know why I forgot that, but I only added it actually because everybody else was telling me to. When I was living in this house, I had no railing system. It was my bedroom upstairs in this attic, so I just never really thought to have a railing system. I don't like how much space it takes up, but when I bought my house, it came with a railing system. I just knocked it down. It was like so big and bulky and like hella pieces of wood, so I kind of did something a little bit more minimal, which honestly it's not as sturdy, but later in this video, I actually do add even more wood onto it, so just watch for that. But so far, it looks good. It looks really good. It's minimal. It at least can hold your weight when you're walking past it, and that's literally the only job it needs to be able to do, so I like how it turned out. Oh my gosh, this box up here. So, yes, I removed the cabinet, and I made the wall, but there was actually like some electrical stuff up here in this corner, so I boxed it, but when I boxed it, it wasn't straight because the ceiling's not straight, the walls aren't straight. So in the end, right here, I'm actually just taping and mudding it as if it's drywall. And I thought that this would be a better idea just because it hides the insecurities. And I literally do not need to be able to get in there. So maybe some people are thinking like, oh, what if you need to get in there? I won't, and if I did, I'll just knock it down and rebuild it. So I thought that this would look a lot better. I end up painting it later in this video, so this is how it's looking. So far, I think it looks really good, honestly. Oh, I'm painting it now. So yeah, I got a lot of comments from people saying paint it the color of the walls instead of the color of the ceiling. I literally bought paint for this box to match the ceiling, and I color matched and everything, but I did think it kind of stuck out a little bit, so I think the blue looks a lot better. I wanted to give you guys a view from afar as well, because yeah, it looks so good. Oh my god, this window. I actually did film a before video of the window, but I accidentally deleted it, so here is it while the guy's working on it. I kind of peeked in there and I took a video. He finished that job, and I actually had I had to do some work myself as well, but I actually ended up hiring somebody to put I think those things are called siding. I don't know what it is, but that part that kind of covered up, I paid a guy to do that on the inside and on the outside. But I had to paint the inside of this and caulk it, and I talk about that here in a little bit, but it looks really good, just like this. It looks great. It looks a lot better than the last window, and just a hole in the wall. So I don't know, I think it looks amazing. I was scared that after painting it and caulking and all that, it wouldn't even look good, but just wait and see. It ends up looking really, really good. I was a little bit scared too that like just air would come through, or I'd miss like a crack, or just not do a good job, because the window obviously is extremely important in a home. It needs to be secure and safe, and safe from the weather as well, because it rains a lot here in Portland. All right, I think it came out looking pretty good. There are some random gaps and stuff because it's not a super straight window. I'll probably go in. I think I definitely actually have to go in with some caulking. But I mean, it looks about right. It's looking about right. I think just a little bit more caulking all around. We'll do it just probably along right here, along right there. Same thing on both sides up top. And then I think that should do it. I think it looks really good. Yeah, it looks great. Now, all I gotta do though is the corners back here on all 4 sides, there's like a gap. So I think that what I should do is I should go in and take this stuff. Well, I'm leaning. I feel like I should go in and take this stuff, joint compound, and go around the whole way, you know, and kind of like just close it off. I mean, it's drywall stuff, so I'm not even sure if that sounds right. Definitely I need to cover up this little patch right there where he took off the wall a bit. But yeah, I feel like just all along the whole thing, just going to put that stuff, and then I can paint over it after everything dries up. But I do kind of want to go in and rip this thing off and clean it up. But I guess some of them could drip down even on the window. I think I'll wait. I'll do the drywall stuff and I'll rip that off so I can see the final result. Loving how this window looks. It looks amazing. I mean, it's not perfect, and that's just because the hole in the wall was not perfect, but in the end, it ended up looking pretty damn good. I love it. I put so much time and effort and money into this thing. All right, so out here in the backyard, my sister ended up helping me out with this thing. This is like the second time trying to put this thing up. It just was leaning and falling over, so we, you know, I just needed her help to kind of get it in there. And I even added this thing, an anti-sag kit, just to hold it up a little bit more, because I have a wheel on it. And then I thought, you know, if I add an anti-sag little string kit thing onto it, that would really, really help with keeping it upright. And it just looks so amazing. I'm happy that I was able to even build this thing, because it really adds a lot of privacy. You know, since I live in that tiny house in the backyard, I want them to feel like they have their own little yard space, and it's just theirs, and it's private. The results are looking pretty good, but I actually end up doing more work later in this video, so definitely just wait for that. I hop back up into the attic to add a few more pieces of wood just to make it a little bit more secure, because I don't want any lawsuit on my hands, you know what I mean? People, you know, you got to be able to walk around it. Monoxide detectors. So I got a lot of comments about monoxide detectors, and I honestly didn't think at all about even installing these until I got comments about it. I'm just learning each day about what needs to be done and what needs to be in a rental. So I thought I would just go ahead and add these, since I just added the fire alarms or fire detectors or smoke detectors. I would add that. Okay, so this window, I literally had somebody, that guy put in the outside stuff, and for some reason all of the stapler thingies came into the other side, so I had to actually cover it up with I think I used like drywall stuff. And later in the video, I actually come back and I paint it as well. So I was really tripping right here because, like, oh my God, more fucking problems. I hop back outside and I decided to add another piece of wood because I actually had some work done on my ADU's gate, like his driveway gate, and the guy did this. He added like a piece of wood going across the anti-sag cord, and I just kind of copied him. Okay, so this is how it's looking after I added that drywall stuff, because here in a second you're gonna see me painting over it to really cover it up, and it will be not noticeable at all. So luckily, that ended up working out. I was honestly even considering putting like a piece of wood over it, but I was like, no, I can't ruin the look here. It looks too good. Okay, so since I replaced that window, I thought I would go ahead and paint these window frames in the living room, because you could really tell that like the old paint was looking like yellow. So I didn't paint the entire thing, but I just painted the outside. Added some new outlets here in the kitchen, and you know what, I'm gonna be completely 100% honest. I was thinking about lying to you guys just because I know I have a lot of people who are like just kind of annoying about like the work that I do and like safety and all that stuff. But when I put these GFI, whatever it's called, outlets into this, into there, it actually ended up, I don't even know why, it ended up shutting off all the power inside of the ADU. So the ADU is on the other side of, like the right side of this wall, and I just literally had no clue. I tried 3 times to turn off the power. I redid it. I turned back on the power, and for some reason, all the power over in the ADU just completely shut off, and I just could not, first of all, I didn't want to be inconvenient and keep the power off over there for like very long. So I was already at this point, I turned off the power like 4 times. So I was like, okay. So in the end, I actually ended up off camera just putting back in the old outlets. And I know it needs one of these outlets, and I think eventually I will do that, but I'll probably have to get a professional to do that. I just need all power to work. So I had a lot of random trash and stuff inside of the yard space for the house tenants from replacing that window and random other jobs. So basically, I'm just kind of moving all of that over to my wood collection area. I kind of just been stockpiling a lot of wood over there. I'm going to be organizing all of it really soon. All right, well, I know I've been hustling here. I got a lot of things done. I'm curious what you guys think about my work. I know I can always do a better job. I'm working with what I have here, but I will give you a very in-depth walkthrough of the entire place, like I said in the beginning of this video. But first, I want to sit down and I want to tell you guys exactly how much money I spent on this whole renovation, on all the costs. It might be more than you thought, and actually might at the same time be less than you thought. It could honestly go either way. I can say off the bat, I did not spend a crazy amount of money. I was on a very strict budget, and even this amount of money, I want to say I didn't even have. I was working with, you know what I mean? I knew that I was going to get the rent from the, tenant and like that sort of deal. So I didn't like have a crazy amount of money to even throw at this, but I was working with what I had. So the official number is about $3,500 I spent. I would love to know what you guys would have guessed, how much I spent on all these renovations. I thought I would just go through all of them. They're very wiggly woggly, but I just got the general number because it would have taken forever to look at every receipt and everything, but it's very, very, very close. So here's kind of the main things. The cabinet removal, I spent about $80. There was a cabinet inside of the kitchen, and that was the very first thing that I did in the whole renovation. So I removed a cabinet. It cost about $80 to pay somebody to do that. And then after I took down that cabinet, I had to redo the wall, and that cost me about $60. And then I added some shelves that cost me about 50 bucks for that. I painted this living room. I painted the 2 bedrooms, and I touched up the bathroom and kitchen. The paint job is kind of crazy because I had to buy so much paint. I had to keep on going back for more and more paint. So at the end, it did cost about $350. And yeah, that's kind of crazy, right? The biggest ticket item of this whole renovation was 100% the window that I had to get replaced, and that was about $700. And it honestly makes me want to cry because I spent so much money, and it was a lot of work. I went through a lot of people, like literally 2 different guys finished it together. If you didn't see the video I recently posted about like being scammed by Craigslist guy, I was originally going to get it done by somebody else, and then I found a guy the day after to do the work, but he couldn't finish it, and so then I had to, get the last final guy to finish it up. And the floors, the hardwood floors in the 2 bedrooms, I fully refinished them. There used to be carpet in there that cost about $500. That was like with the machines, with the stuff I had to paint on the floor, like all that cost about $500. And then I put the checker tile flooring in the bathroom and the kitchen. That cost about $200. The crawl space, I had to take out the plastic and put it back in. That was about $75. I had to, do the doorknobs and the floor sealant and the room dividers, like all those random little things cost about $100. I bought some random tools like the leveler for the tile in the kitchen, and that was about how much was that? That was about $100. And the shower, I had to paint it twice because I bought the wrong stuff the first time. That was about $75. And the stove and the fridge together were about $150. And I had to also pay for a U-Haul truck and to throw away trash, and the trash drop off altogether was about $150 as well. I had to build the gate in the backyard. That was about $150. And the backsplash, a little bit of tile, a little bit of actually no, I didn't have to buy any tile, but I had to buy like the grout and all the little tools and all that. That cost about $100. And then like random other things, screws and caulking and like just random things like that all together cost about another $500. And I know it's a lot of money for like other, but it really it was like that. It was just a bunch of random stuff that had to come up. Like the upstairs, I had to build like a little railing system, and I had to buy like some stuff to get rid of odor and just like random little things like that. The knobs for the kitchen cabinets, and the plug, I had to buy like a new outlet for the stove. Like there's just so many little things that I had to buy for this place, and the carbon monoxide detectors, and everything like that. Just about $500 for all that. It was a lot. Out of my pocket, $3,500. But I'm really happy with the amount of rent I'm going to get. It is officially rented out at this point. I am just doing the last finishing touches, and they should be moving in here really soon. Within the next 10 days or so, they're going to be in here. So I'm feeling really good about the amount of things I got done for the amount of money. It's really, really, really unfortunate that the window cost so much money. It really took a big bulk of it. And I'm sure there's going to be commenters and stuff, some of you people saying that I could have done more with the money, and maybe I could have. Again, I'm doing what I can with what I have. I literally do not know one person who owns their house, only one older woman that's in her 60s, and she told me not to even buy the house, when I first got it. So I don't really listen too much to people's critiques unless they have done what I did, which is buy a house and make it a rental, and better yet, make it 2 rentals and live on the property for free. So I don't really know too many people who've done what I did, with literally no knowledge and nobody in their circle who've done it already. So I'm literally, paving the way for myself. And maybe I could have made this money, do more, but, again, I did what I could with what I had. And there's a lot more renovation I want to do in the future. Like all these windows, I really want them all replaced. But after paying $700 for one window, honestly, never want to do that again. So maybe when I really get a big check or something happens in my life where I can really throw that amount of money at it, I'll probably not be able to do that for a while. But anyways, I thought I'd just give you guys the breakdown of how much money I spent, how much money I'm going to rent it out for, and so all I got to do now is do a deep clean, and then I'll give you guys a tour of the whole place. So let's get to it. Hey guys, alright, we're back at the rental property. Hopefully this is the last time. I think it literally will be the last time other than me coming back to do like a last tour, but we're gonna be cleaning today. She already started up. She's not too happy about it, neither am I. So we're just gonna get this done really quick and easy and we'll show you guys after. Alrighty, so here is the front door. And here's how it's looking. Looks great. Looks great. It was really hard to get this stuff off the floor, guys. You don't even know. This almost caused fights with me and Kale, my girlfriend, because she stormed out. She didn't want to help me finish cleaning up this place because it was so much work. She's tired of being here. I'm tired of being here too. But I'm happy that it's looking clean and fresh. So here is how the kitchen's looking. I ended up adding this cute little note on here. Welcome to your new home. I thought that would be kind of cute. I mean, this kitchen, it is basic, but it's working. I'm happy with my decision with going with a black fridge and a black and stainless steel stove. I think it looks really good. It matches the sink. Everything's looking nice and clean. Although there are a lot of things I wish I could have done, like a lot of comments said I should repaint that trim and along the edge here. I just didn't have enough time, guys. A lot of things I just did not have enough time. I wish you could see how it was in real life. I did not have enough time for many things. I was rushing, and I was trying to make it look good and do a good job. But here's how these are all looking. I think the black doorknobs alone and the paint job, it just makes all this look so good. I love how I added this like caulking around the dryer vent there, and I also put a different extension cord for the dryer. It's like this black one that looks more sleek. I had this like white one that looked kind of shitty. I had a lot of splattered paint all over here. I'm happy I got that off. Into this room, I am going to let the tenants know that they can throw these lines away if they don't want them, because I don't want them. I was actually going to throw them away, but since it's a short-term rental, I thought maybe they would want some privacy and they don't want to have to like go out and buy 6 new, blinds or whatever. I'm just leaving these mirrors here. Here, there's Cheddar. Hey, Cheddar. Yeah, I mean, this room looks great. Here's the little closet they got going on. And I'm not going to tell you anything about these tenants. Obviously, I want them to feel like they are, they have their privacy. But only thing I will say is it is a couple. So the fact that these are 2 rooms and there's no wall in between, it's okay. And that is a job I would love to get done after they move out. I would love to make a wall right here so it can be 2 roommates, or like a parent and a child, or whatever it is, 2 different people, because since it's couples, it's okay that there's no wall in between. If you don't already know, that was a job I was trying to do this time. I just didn't end up having enough money in my budget to do. And I wanted these mirrors to be the closet walls. But unfortunately, I just couldn't do that. Here is that window that was so costly. I just cannot believe how much money I spent on that window. I really can't. But yeah, I mean, this whole place looks fantastic. I wish I could have painted the ceilings. A lot of people commented about me painting these ceilings. I know it looks weird how there's white walls and like a brown or tan ceiling. I wanted to paint it. I just didn't have enough time. So, you know, let me turn on this light in this bathroom. Now, as far as the bathroom, this shower, I repainted it like 3 times with specifically shower paint, and it came out fabulously. I wish I could have changed these knobs, and I could still change them. I need to go to a shower knob place, but I just did not have enough time. But it looks great in here. I mean, I love this oval mirror, and it looks good. I love the blue and the checkered floor. It looks great. I love that bathroom so much. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say out here in the living room other than the wonderful mini split. I love this thing. I love it. It makes the whole place look more updated and stuff. Even though I kept these old heater units in the walls for now. But I mean, yeah, that's the place. Oh, but let me go on and show you up here in the attic. Just because I haven't really gone up here ever since. The only thing I really came up here for is to install these guys. So, I mean, up here in the attic, there's not really much going on. This thing's holding on strong. I definitely would love to make this thing more sturdy at some point. I did end up leaving all this random stuff in here, just random paint and, like, installation and stuff. But I'm just going to let them know, since they are literally only here for a few months, I don't think they'll mind me just having some random stuff in there. Some flies got in because I had the window open. But, yeah, so, you know, there's still plenty of room for them to put all their belongings if they want to put some stuff up here or whatever it is. So, that's how it's looking up here. And then here is the yard space. It's about 300 square feet space. Yes, my electrical and my water hose goes through here. I had a couple people say that looks bad, but what the hell else am I supposed to do? I mean, I need my water and I need my electric, so it needs to go through there. I'm sure they don't even mind. When I mentioned it, they didn't even care, so yeah. And then I need that for my outside lights. Here's how the fence ended up turning out. I added a cord and a piece of wood, and it held up just fine, so that's good. Only problem is it's a little too wide. It needs to be cut off like literally a couple inches, but that's okay. I'm gonna do that this weekend. Well, that's it, guys. You know, it's bittersweet that I won't be in here again for a long time, because I honestly am just so tired of being in here. I'm so done with doing renovations and upgrades and just learning different trades and stuff and doing it on my own and hiring people. I just really am so over it. But I am happy that I was able to get it all done. I was happy I was able to get it done enough that people would be willing to move in here. So the big number for how much someone is renting this place out for is $2,100. And that includes water, sewer, garbage, trash, Wi-Fi, electric. Literally every bill is included. So really, I posted it, I believe, at $18 or $17.99 plus $300 for utilities. So just a flat $2,100, which really works out. And I want to be extremely transparent. I am a landlord, and I love to let people know that not all landlords are cheaters and scammers and money grabbers. I'm literally, with this house rental and the ADU house rental, which is a studio apartment in the back, both of those rents combined, I don't even make any money. It's literally just, what is that word called? I don't know what it's called, but basically that rent plus this rent together equals literally my mortgage and all those bills. So I'm not making a profit. Now, the one thing I am profiting on is I personally don't have to pay any bills for myself. So I'm living in the tiny house in the backyard. I don't have to pay any bills out of my pocket. So that is good enough. And that's why it's kind of hard for me to even decide if I should move like in with my girlfriend or even move my tiny house somewhere. That I have to pay money to like live, because right now I'm basically living for free, other than of course my own bills. I have a lot of bills, and with this renovation I did go into debt for it. So a little bit of debt, but I already was in a little bit of debt myself. So right now I'm kind of, I would say honestly, I'm in a lot of debt right now. And so right now I'm working my way out of getting out of debt. And that's kind of my goal right now, even though I'm like not making a profit on renting this place out or renting out the ADU. It's paying my mortgage, it's paying my utilities enough so that really whatever hours I want to pick up for my job or whatever will go straight to my debt for at least the next year or two. Hopefully just the next year or even just 6 months. But it is giving me the opportunity to put more effort and time into my YouTube videos. So now all my time won't be spent in here doing renovations. It won't be spent working extra hours just to pay my mortgage and pay my utilities. Now they're paying their mortgage and utilities. Now I just got to work on my own bills and get out of debt. And then finally I can save up money to buy my own land so that this house can actually have all of my yard. I would love to give them all my yard and then give this house and then give this house's yard to the ADU. So I want both of them to have bigger backyards, so that I can, like when I leave. So definitely look forward to those videos here within the next year or 2 years of me moving my tiny house and then hooking up my ADU and my house here, both of these tenants up with bigger yards and just in general hooking it up, more renovations. That's the ultimate goal. I want to be the best landlord that I can be. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the series of, the landlord special series, and just seeing the final result and hearing how much money I spent on it, and just how it's looking. So I hope you enjoyed. And if you have any questions about this renovation process, let me know. Again, I won't really be making any videos on here anymore for a while until I have to. Tomorrow I'm handing the keys off to the new tenants, and I cannot wait to see how my new life will be with them living up here. Honestly, it will be totally different. I'm a little bit scared that it will make my life worse for some reason. I don't know why. I guess it's new people, strangers living in this house. But I have a feeling it will make it a lot better, because I will be at least relaxed for not having to pay that $2,100 out of my own pocket. Who knows? Maybe they could be new friends. You never know. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.